Okay. Did you see that kick there? Okay. There it is in slow motion replay. We think the officer's here saying back up, and you'll see him take about 4 steps back with his camera. Now you see Officer Sabater running in and tackling him there. So, because of those actions that you just saw, Miami Beach Police Officer Robert Sabater is being charged today.
All right, you guys. This story is just in. This was live earlier today. This is from Miami, Florida.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're here today as a result of what transpired at the Royal Palm Hotel on Miami Beach last week. I do believe that body-worn cameras are an important part of policing, and as you know, I advocated from the very beginning, along with the former chief of Miami Beach Police Department, for their county-wide usage. As you will see, they played a critical role in this case. As has already been reported by a number of media outlets, I believe that these body-worn cameras are an important part of this case. In the early morning hours of July 26, 24-year-old Delonta Crudup allegedly had an interaction with a Miami Beach bicycle police officer.
Allegedly.
Which left the bicycle officer with leg injuries requiring hospitalization and crutches. Mr. Crudup allegedly...
Not that police would ever, trump up their medical thing. They're kind of like the professional soccer players that you put a finger on them and they think they just broke their femur.
Fled the scene on a scooter, rushing to the Royal Palm Hotel where he was staying. Police Lieutenant Jose Reina followed him into the hotel, catching up to Mr. Crudup at the hotel elevator and holds him at gunpoint. This will be clearly shown in the video we will be playing for you in just a few moments. Mr. Crudup exits the elevator with his hands raised and drops down to the ground with his arms outstretched in front of him.
In other words, complying completely with the demands of law enforcement.
He then places his hands behind his back. As Lieutenant Reina kneels to apparently begin placing Mr. Crudup in handcuffs, other Miami Beach police officers arrive on the scene.
You mean all of them?
Now, some of the body camera footage captures the clink that you're not going to hear or discertain of the handcuffs being secured.
Isn't it ascertain?
Around Mr. Crudup's wrists. Ultimately, approximately 21 other Miami Beach officers arrive on the scene to assist in various degrees the apprehension of Mr. Crudup. It is at this point the situation begins to change, in our opinion, from a legitimate arrest of a criminal suspect into an ongoing investigation of the use of force by 5 Miami Beach police officers, leading to their being criminally charged today.
Oh, amen.
By the way,
only
this
because
is why duty to
only because it's on video.
Intervene in training, which I and this police chief and others, as part of our continuing Justice Reform Commission, felt it was necessary part of police reform legislation that ultimately was passed by the legislature this last legislative session. That new law, however, keep in mind, went into effect on July 1st. So today with me are members of my public corruption unit.
Of course they are. They're police. Of course they're part of the corruption unit. That's a redundant statement, man. Holy.
Who are working the ongoing investigation and who will be prosecuting these criminal cases and others that may develop out of this investigation. I'd like to start with my deputy chief, Tim Vandergiesen. He's over here. He's also the chief of our public corruption unit. We also have Robin. There he is, Robin Picaro over here. In addition to him being a division chief, he's also a part of our police accountability and integrity team, PATE. I want to thank both of you gentlemen very much for all your work throughout the weekend. There's Johnny Hardiman is also here from that unit.
I'll take Wooden for 800, Alex.
She worked tirelessly on
Look at
this
these guys.
as well. I also want to give credit to the Miami Beach Police Chief, Richard Clemens, who quickly moved to bring my prosecutors in to help review the circumstances of this arrest and the arrest of Caleb Vaughn and the subsequent actions that occurred. I want to point this out because it was his command staff that immediately alerted the Chief's Office of Internal Affairs, and the chief took swift action and immediately referred what had occurred.
I love how they pat themselves on the back when they actually follow the law. Hey, man, we took swift action because our guys kicked the shit out of somebody, man. Like, see what we did? Come on, now, give us some accolades.
To us, as well as suggesting that the case against Mr. Vaughn be dropped. We agreed, and we did so immediately. Each one of us standing here today
only because there's video.
That police officers face a variety of dangers on the job each and every day. On this issue, there is no doubt, no confusion, and certainly no disagreement.
Heroes.
However, as I previously said, excessive force can never, ever, ever be an acceptable foundation for the policing of any community. Officers who forget the fact and forget that fact do a grave disservice to the people they have sworn to serve. They harm their own departments, and they belittle the good work and hard work that each of their fellow officers tries to accomplish in the community. So at this point, let us begin to review this video, which has been put together from police body camera material as well as from video that was in the lobby of the Royal Palm Hotel. So you see these screens playing in front of you. So at this point, what we're going to try to do is we've tried to segment it into two different victims. Okay? So we're going to start with the first focus of actions involving taking Mr. Crudup into custody. You'll see, and then we're going to focus on the interaction with Caleb Vaughn after this. So at this point, George, if you could play the video, please.
Come on, George.
You'll see Mr. Crudup getting to the elevator. You'll see Lieutenant Jose Reyna, who follows Mr. Crudup into the hotel.
Complete with the gangsta sideways style, right? You got to look good when you execute citizens.
Catching up to him at the hotel elevator.
Do they teach you that at the range? Do they teach you how to hold a gun like that at the range? I've been to plenty of ranges. They don't teach you how to hold the handgun like that. That is not the proper...
He holds him at gunpoint. Mr. Crudup has his hands raised and he drops to the ground. And now his arms are outstretched in front of him.
Here comes all the police.
He then places his hands behind his back as Lieutenant Reyna kneels to apparently begin placing Mr. Crudup in handcuffs. Other Miami Beach police officers arrive on the scene.
Oh my God! Look what is going? There's like 12 guys.
If you could roll back just a little bit, George. I'm sorry.
Come on, George.
I'm trying to catch it very. As you can see, it moves very slowly, so we're trying to. Okay, you'll see there, Officer Kevin.
He's been watching the Olympics.
Kicking Mr. Crudup.
Look at the blonde officer right here. Okay? Look at her right here. She is making sure no civilians come and film, even though this guy's filming.
I believe, as I said earlier, we just didn't catch it for you, that the handcuffs were already placed on him. We can hear it on another body-worn camera. Then you'll see...
God bless this guy in the bottom right corner.
Show Sergeant Jose Perez, and we're still with Kevin Perez. Go on to
nice
the next
kick.
one, please. You see the slow motion replay there? Stop it right there, George.
Bootlickers, how many good cops and how many bad cops were at this scene? And go.
Can you see this? I don't know if you... It took me several times. Can
Is
you
it
see
funny?
that action right there? Is that visible to all of you?
The curb
Yes?
stomp.
Okay, good.
Yep. The good old curb stomp.
Now what you'll see is about 15 seconds later, he is on the ground handcuffed. He's not really moving, but he is being held down.
So that means he's not resisting either.
You saw the subsequent kick again by Sergeant Perez. And then we'll keep moving with that. You'll see a head slam. I don't know if you can catch that there. See that right there?
Oh, we caught that.
So Sergeant Perez had, who kicked him, had then, you'll see him come back around in just a second.
Yeah, he wants to get more. Who is that guy that just slid in? Did you see that? That guy just stole home plate, man. Everybody was standing around with their fucking dicks in their hand, and he stole home plate. Watch this coming in. Oh, the drama. Look at the backwards baseball hats. Holy shit. Come on, everybody's quick circle jerk. Come on. We done good.
You see him down on the ground there. That's after the body slam. Then you'll see them all sort of disperse.
Oh, nice one.
And then about 8 seconds later, while he's still on the ground, no longer moving again, it appears Sergeant Perez comes back. You'll see this right here.
Jesus Christ.
There.
This guy should never be a cop ever in fucking any state.
Did you see that kick there?
Yeah, we saw it, lady.
There it is in slow motion replay.
Not one cop is stepping in going, yo, dude.
That's 3 times by Sergeant Officer Perez. So for these actions, Miami Beach Police Sergeant Jose Perez is being charged today. We then have Miami Beach Officer
Give him the
Kevin
chair.
Perez, who's also, by the way, there's no relationship, as I understand it, right, Chief? Between the two Perezes. It's just coincidental, they both have a same last
Perez
name.
eye.
This video appears to show Kevin Perez kicking Mr. Crudup at least 4 times. Let's see. You see the back there? That's Officer. That's a different angle. These are body-worn cameras at this point. Then about 5 seconds later, we see Officer pick him up, and again, I think we've done this already. Okay, so now, does that conclude this part of the videos? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the scenario involving victim Caleb Vaughn. So I don't know if you saw it earlier. I failed to point it out to you. But you'll see that, according to the video, Mr. Caleb Vaughn seems to be a bystander in the hotel lobby, and he appears to be standing approximately 12 to 15 feet away from the apprehension of Mr. Crudup. And Mr. Vaughn appears to begin filming the scene with looks like his cell phone, at which point Officer Robert Sabater arrives on the scene approximately 30 seconds after Mr. Vaughn first began filming without incident. You're seeing, go back to that again, please. George, could you roll that back? Yeah. So you see, we think the officer's here saying back up, and you'll see him take about 4 steps back with his camera. Now you see Officer Sabater running in and tackling him.
Oh, no.
There.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. Really? Can't let anybody
hold it right there.
get
now
that
what you see
footage
is
out.
After he's tackled, this is actually, these are his shorts, and that's a fist right there. And watch what happens next. I'm sorry, but it's all we have. It's what it is. So if you could play that, George, please. Now what you see there is a series of punches, in the back rib cage area or kidney area, but it's on the back. You see that there?
This guy's a hero.
So, because of those actions that you just saw, Miami Beach Police Officer Robert Sabater is being charged today. Now we have the body-worn camera video of...
Let these guys go out onto the 4-yard, man, and let them just let them loose on the 4-yard.
Officer David Rivas, who appears to show Mr. Vaughn actively backing away from the Officer Rivas. Remember when you saw that initially? But nonetheless, Officer Sabater then pins Mr. Vaughn against the column. Well, approximately 12 seconds later, while he's being handcuffed, you can see from the videos, and we just went through this, roll that back again, that's Officer Rivas, thank you, who's repeatedly striking Mr. Vaughn, as I said, in the ribcage area until he's ultimately brought to the ground. And so for this reason, for these actions, Miami Beach Police Officer David Rivas is being charged today. We then have the body-worn camera video of Officer Steven Serrano, where it appears to show that Mr. Vaughn is being cornered by several officers, and it appears to show Officer Serrano repeatedly striking Mr. Vaughn until he's ultimately brought to the ground. I think we just went through that as well. So let me just say, you can see that there. The different videos are the same thing, so that's why it seems repetitive.
Not one cop trying to break it up.
Can you roll that back, George, please, for a second?
Every one of these cops is a bad cop, kids. If you're new. Police apologists chime in.
So that's why it seems to be not as well
Our guy got attacked for clowning the cops. He was laughing.
Let me just conclude by saying that the investigation into this incident, it is continuing. This was a week ago, and potentially other additional charges may be filed.
Throw them all out.
Today, we know that
throw every one of these cops off the force.
Sergeant Jose Perez,
State
Officer
Attorney
Kevin Perez, Robert Sabater.
All right, we're calling Miami Beach Police Department 305-673-7900.
Police and Fire Communications. Operator Romero. How may I help you?
Hi, Operator Romero. Is there a watch commander that I might be able to speak with, please?
Is there something that's occurring right now?
No. I know how to use 911. Thank you. And
How can we assist you, sir?
okay. Let me speak slower this time. Is there a watch commander that I can speak with?
Okay, I understood you the first time, sir. However, I do need to know a reason so we can have Sergeant contact you over the phone.
It's regarding the incident at the Royal Palms Hotel on the 26th.
Okay, one moment, please. So, if you wanted to add information, I can go ahead and provide you the information for the Internal Affairs Department.
Not looking to add information. I'm looking to speak to a watch commander for the third time. I don't know how much clearer I can make myself, but great job communicating at the communications center. I appreciate it. Can I speak to a watch commander? Can I speak with a watch commander, please?
Okay, sir. What is your name?
My name is Johnny. What's your name?
I'm position number 23. What is your phone number? Okay, one moment, please. I'm going to go ahead and connect over to Internal Affairs. Bear with me.
She's not very smart, is she? She's not a very good order taker. Hi, my name's Johnny. I'm calling from Los Angeles. I was just curious of how many. I know that so far there's been 5 officers charged in the Royal Palm Hotel incident. I'm looking at the surveillance video from inside the lobby at the elevators, And I'm seeing at least 20 officers that didn't do anything for the other guys that were kicking and so forth. So I was just curious if you could tell me how many good cops were on the scene there that night. Because from my estimations, the short answer is 0. So call me back. Let me know. It's just utterly amazing to me how cops act like dicks and beat up people on camera and then wonder why they don't get the respect that they get out on the street when 20 officers witness the abuse and don't say anything. Get the fuck out of here. Always crying the blues. We're the victims. Poor us. Everybody's out to get us. No, we're just trying to get you to do your job. We need police. We need you to do your job. And you're not doing it. Thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate the love and the support. If you haven't already, check out my live channel, Johnny50 Live. We do cop watching on the weekends. Listen to the police scanner and follow calls throughout the city of Los Angeles. Also check out my Johnny50.com website. It is uncensored content. It's $25 for the year. It's content way too salacious for YouTube and way too graphic. Go check that out. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, memberships are available. Also, check me out on Facebook and Twitter. When I am going to be going live on the weekends, I generally will post to both Facebook and Twitter prior to going live, so that way you don't miss it. So if you like the content, you want to find your way back, hit the subscribe button with the bell notifications on if you don't want to miss a video. I love all you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for being here.